Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Up back into the video day. And today, the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Seattle Seahawks 30-23. I've been doing YouTube. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years? Well, Happy New Year, everybody! It's 2024. Started YouTube in 2021. Actually, exactly on the dot, 3 weeks away for my 3-year anniversary from starting on YouTube. And I swear to God, this is probably the latest I've ever done a YouTube video. Just in about an hour or two ago, I got home from a New Year's Eve or New Year's party, and I really wanted to talk about this game. This was a good game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks as the Steelers beat the Seahawks 30-23. This game involved some playoff implications in this one. The Steelers, now if they win this game, they keep themselves aloft and potentially make the playoffs. Now, not only with this win did they keep their playoff hopes alive, but they also killed the Broncos. Now, the real killer for the Broncos were the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Cincinnati Bengals, but this was also something that if the Broncos would have beaten the Raiders, the Broncos still could have maybe even made it. If the Broncos would have won out, the Broncos still would have maybe had a chance to make it at that last wild card in the AFC. But they do win. They're 8-8. Great win for the Broncos. But the Steelers win and the Chiefs win, so they are eliminated from the postseason. But yeah, great win for the Steelers. It is back-to-back straight wins with Mason Rudolph in the last two games he started. This against 2 wins against 2 good teams. Seattle, which this is on the road. Sure, Seattle is only 8-7, but which is Pittsburgh's record as well. Both teams had the same record going into this ball game, and Seattle's at home. So, I mean, I think Seattle had the advantage going into this game. Seattle, also Pittsburgh, having a third-string quarterback in this one as well. But the Steelers win 30-23. It's their, back-to-back wins. They've scored 30 or more points in the last 2 games, 34 and 30 in the last 2. So in the last 2 games, they are averaging 32 points per game. And, so the Steelers team has changed things around with Mason Rudolph. And now I know Tomlin was asked this, and I don't know what his decision is going to be going into this Week 18 performance. And I think, the decision, whether it's going to be Rudolph or Kenny Pickett, I don't know if it really matters, to be honest. Because sure, the Ravens have a good defense and all, but I don't think Lamar Jackson or any of the Ravens starters will play against the Pittsburgh Steelers unless the Ravens unless the Ravens really want to just kill the Steelers' playoff hopes. I really don't think they would do that. I mean, the Ravens have clinched the number 1 seed in the AFC. Lamar Jackson should not be playing in the Saturday afternoon game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, as that is there's a Saturday doubleheader on ESPN, the Steelers and the Ravens. And my Houston Texans, I'm so proud to announce my Texans are on national television. Finally, I don't know why it took them so long to put us on national television. And the one time we were on national television this season, it is a flex change. Well, there was no one there wasn't anyone ever on that doubleheader. So I mean, no one was ever playing there. So it's not like someone was taken out of this Saturday game. But Pittsburgh and Baltimore and Houston and Indianapolis on Saturday. I don't think Baltimore will play Lamar Jackson. Look, you're the 1 seed. Sure, grab that MVP, ruin a division rival's playoff hopes, but you don't want anybody to get hurt in that game. I think right now the Ravens have a great chance to make it to the Super Bowl, man. I think they really do. Their defense has been elite against good teams this season. Look, last 2 games against the Dolphins and the 49ers, they've allowed only 19 points or 19 points to both teams. So 38 points they've only allowed to the Dolphins and the 49ers. So if I'm the Ravens, I'm resting your good defensive players. I'm resting Lamar Jackson, resting Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers for that matter too. I'd even rest Isaiah Likely as well with, Mark Andrews down. And Isaiah Likely's been really good for them as well. I'm not taking any chances if I'm the Baltimore Ravens. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you look at it like that, going into Week 18, Mason Rudolph or Kenny Pickett, who's starting? I would think with either quarterback, I think if the Ravens are going to rest their starters, rest their good players, with the Steelers, I know the Ravens are not, the Ravens are a better team than they were when the Steelers beat them by 7 in Week 5. But if the Steelers beat a healthy Ravens team who sure are not as good as they are now. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if the Ravens, I'm not remembering if the Ravens were fully healthy back then in Week 5, but they beat a Ravens team who had Lamar Jackson. I am aware that they had Lamar Jackson. I'm sure they will be able to beat a Ravens team who now don't have Mark Andrews because he's out for the season. Lamar Jackson would be resting, and a lot of other good players would be resting as well. I think with either Mason Rudolph or Kenny Pickett, the Steelers would be able to get a win over the Baltimore Ravens with them resting their players. So when you look at it like that, you're 10-7. What does that do for you the playoff? Getting into the playoffs. You would need some additional help. You can get into the 10. You can get in as the 10 seed. You look at the Miami and Buffalo. Pittsburgh at 10-7 would not automatically be in the playoffs because you have the Texans and the Colts right there. The winner of the Texans-Colts game is going to get into the playoffs. Now the question will be are they going to be the winner of that game? Will they be a wild card or will they be a division winner? Because then you don't know what will happen with Jacksonville and Tennessee. So there's a lot to happen in the AFC. So the Steelers will need additional help to make it into the postseason. But I think if the Ravens are going to rest their starters, I think the Steelers, they can go without their quarterback, Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett. But I'm going to be honest with that ankle injury is not 100% for Kenny Pickett. With the way Rudolph has looked in the last 2 games against the Seahawks and the Bengals, I go ahead and start Mason Rudolph against the Ravens in Week 18. But let's go over this game as the Steelers win 30-23. Let's go over this scoring summary. Okay, first quarter, Jaylen Warren, 18-yard touchdown run at 7-0. Second quarter, Kenneth Walker, the third, with a 13-yard touchdown run at 7-7. This first quarter, the second quarter. Then you have 3 more scores in the second. Chris Boswell for the Steelers, 39-yard field goal. It's 10-7. Geno Smith throws a 12-yard touchdown pass to Jackson Smith-Njigba, and it is 14-10. Then Najee Harris with a 9-yard touchdown run at 17-14. Going to halftime, Steelers up by 3. Third quarter, Jason Myers with a 43-yard field goal. It's 17-17. Tied up. But then with 6 minutes and 57 seconds remaining, Najee Harris with his second touchdown of the day. And it's a 4-yard touchdown run. It's 24-17. And then fourth quarter was the story of field goals. Going into the fourth with his 7-point lead for Pittsburgh, Jason Myers knocks in a 42-yarder. It's 24-20. Then Boswell knocks in 2, 26 yards and 21 yards. It's 30-20. Then Jason Myers knocks in a 24-yard field goal, 2 minutes remaining, 2 minutes and 1 second remaining, and it's 30-23. All right, game leaders, Mason Rudolph, 18 for 24, 274 passing yards. Geno Smith, 23 for 33 passing yard, 23 for 33, 290 passing yards, and 1 passing touchdown. Najee Harris had a great day, 27 carries, 122 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Kenneth Walker, the third, had 10 carries for 53 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. George Pickens had 7 receptions for 131 receiving yards, while DK Metcalf had 5 receptions for 106 receiving yards. So a great win for the Steelers to keep their playoff hopes alive. And it's looking like if the Ravens are not playing their starters, including MVP favorite Lamar Jackson, that the Steelers could be looking like they will be getting a Week 18 win over the Baltimore Ravens if they play the way they've played in the last 2 weeks against the Seattle Seahawks and the Cincinnati Bengals. Great win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And again, Happy New Year to everybody. I'm excited to get with this being my first video in 2024. I'm excited for a new year, not only for my channel, but for just me. And I think this will be a very good year for my channel, and I'm excited to go on the journey. And that's the video. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section on this game. And Happy New Year, everyone. Peace out.